Where's Locky gone? Where's he gone? He was here just a second ago. He's been having Wi-Fi issues. I've opened up my thing. Oh, here we go. And he's not even here. He must be having Wi-Fi issues. No doubt he'll be here in a sec. While we wait for him to come back, smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. I beg you subscribe to the channel as well, because we're getting so close now to 32k, organically growing the channel, folks, as you know. So 31,936. Okay, so we're not too far away now, so less than 100. So if you haven't already, please do check it out. I've also stuck a link in the chat for Anya Gams, a good man, a good friend of mine over at Anya Gams, regular watcher, has hooked me up with a new t-shirt. Go check out their stuff. I'm going to just move it down here so you can get a look at it, folks. Viduk, Shiboa, and Jermaine Beckford, we all left in love Leeds. But that's not just it. They do other gams as well, which you can take a look at. This was just the one that I liked the look of the best. But I've had tops off them in the past, to be fair, but they've got some beauties out there. So make sure you go check them out. Bielsa one, Dirty Leeds. I do like this design they have at the back when they like link all the names together and stuff. So yeah, go check them out. Anya Gams, look, you can get 10% off there as well if you sign up. So make sure you go check them out, folks. And thank you to Anya and the crew for hooking me up with this t-shirt, man. The fit's really nice, actually, Dr. Cox, because this is a large, yeah. Man looks hench in it, you know. Look. Man looks like he's been doing weights and that, you know what I mean? Nah, it's a really nice fit. So, yeah, go check them out. It is really class. Now let's bring it back to the moneymaker, and let's bring back Locky. I swear to God, I went, nah, huh? Where's he gone?
It was just black screening. I don't know what was going on. I checked on my phone and it was on. It was counting down, but I didn't have that, so I just thought I'll just restart.
Okay. Yeah,
restart
definitely.
Computer.
How you doing, mate? Are you doing well?
Yeah, mate. I'm all right.
Yeah. There was a long pause there. I was thinking, has he gone again?
Oh no, I thought you did again. You went all robotic for a second.
Oh, for God's sake.
We move. I'm all right,
Yes.
mate. I'm enjoying the break. I'm enjoying it in a sense, but I miss football. I always want to watch more football, especially if it's Leeds United. But yeah, as we were speaking before, one more to go of this terrible break, and then we're good. Yeah, just bring it back. I'm at that stage. Just bring it back now.
Yeah, same. Especially when we had to watch and listen to that England performance the other night as well. Yeah, not great, is it? I mean, me and you were both saying they need to pull the finger out the FA and go get a fucking manager, whoever it may be. Because Carsley's not the one, is he? He's not the one.
No, he's got a lot of learning to do. Even he said in his press conference he wants to go back to the 21s.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
I hope to. He's thinking, I hope I don't balls this up that much that they don't go, yeah, we've give it someone else.
Well, I watched them the other day, and yesterday actually, they were not. I think they lost or they did draw to you. I can't remember. They were not good anyway.
No, didn't look good without him. No. Well, there you go. Right, we're here to talk about Kouyate. I don't know what you're on about, Sean, because the deal is close. Listen, I told you the other day the deal was done. Big shout out to FPL23, by the way, because people mocked me for thing, but he was on the money, because now we're seeing Popey, we're seeing Graham Smith. I mean, Graham Smith originally was the one that broke it, I think, but we're seeing Popey, The Athletic, all these different reports now saying that a deal is getting closer. I will just share the Athletics piece just because I like to. I think they have a very clean website compared to the others, to be honest. But yeah, that's the piece in question. Considering move to sign free agent. From what we've been told, I mean, I was privy to some information in a group that I'm part of that apparently, you know, Leeds are remaining tight-lipped, but he's been at Four Parch most of the weekend. I think Graham Bailey did a piece to say he had a medical on Friday. So they must be crossing the D's and crossing the T's and dotting the I's, I think. And I think as well, Graham Smith did respond to someone saying the other day, where did I see the tweet about him potentially available on about a year deal with the potential of another on top of that? Maybe that was in the YEP's piece. I'm gonna have to try find it now. Just bear with us 1 sec, folks, because there is something there. I know I read it. Yeah. Anyway, let's come on. Let's talk about. Don Brennan on Wacko is very reliable. Says it's off this morning. Oh, really? Oh, there you go. I wonder what that would be. Well, that's on Wacko. I'm only going off the reports, that everyone's finding online that says that basically says he's coming. The deal was done the other day, I was told. So anyway, let's talk about Cheick Kouyate. Obviously, wealth of experience, having played at West Ham, Crystal Palace, and again at Forest more recently, over 12 years in the Premier League. It's a bit of a no-brainer, Locky, I think.
Yeah, I mean, in the situation we're in right now, you need something. It's not I think if Ampadu and Greve was maybe 4 or 5 weeks, you could probably stretch it and you'd be all right. You know what I mean? You can get through. The 2 in there would be fine. But it's the fact that with Gruev, we don't actually, there's different reports, but it's going to be a long, long time. And then Ampadu as well around January. And even then, how fit will he be after that? It might take a month for him to get back to full fitness. So it was needed. It was definitely needed. It is needed, even if it doesn't happen, whatever. It's 100% needed for me. And a guy like him who has played just under 300 appearances in the Premier League is a joke. Obviously old. He's not the player he used to be in that sense, but that's why a step down to the Championship isn't bad. We are a step down. We're not the Premier League.
No,
you can't argue it's 3 or 4 steps down. You know the difference. So it's perfect for me in terms of what we need right now in the situation. Look, if you go and start the season and we needed a starting number 6, I'm not going to go get this 34-year-old Kouyate who's not played hardly in last season. But right now, for what we need, I also think we lack experience with Cooper going, all them lot, Dallas retiring, and any of them players in that team cannot match even close the experience in the Premier League that this guy's had.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's played 80 odd times for his country as well. So
yeah,
good player to have, definitely.
100%. I do just want to share this as well. I don't know what's been said on Wacko, as I say, and obviously there are people on there that do know their onions. But Adam Pope reported this just an hour ago to say that Senegal midfielder Kouyate has been at Fort Parch for several days. He's available on a free deal. To sign ex-West Ham player remains in the balance. I wonder what the balance part of it is. Could it be fitness, do you think? Is it wage demands? What do you reckon that is?
Well, if he's at Thorpe Arch, obviously
it's close,
there.
Isn't it? Yeah,
he's going training. Yeah. So
exactly.
it'll be training, I reckon. And it'll just be a test. Can he do 4 days in a row? How fit is he after 4 days? How sharp's he looking? Obviously, you'll do different types of training. If he doesn't look up to it and he looks miles off it, which could take 6-7 weeks, I think the club will pull it. I think that's the stage in the balance now. They're just testing for me. Is he actually at the level we need physically? Is he there? Can he? Because the demanding side of the Championship is the.
If that's been posted 6 hours ago, you wouldn't imagine Popey would go an hour ago, would he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, Vic's right. It's a trial, right? He's a free agent. He's not at a club, so he can come and train all he likes to test him. You can take 3 months of it. You know what I mean? He could train 3 months. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But if it's off, like to me, it could be down to contract stuff again. He's late. He's probably looking for a good move. Obviously, wants a decent. It's just a team, somewhere else that's saying we'll get you for this much. Yeah. Makes sense to him, but you don't know. We'll find out in the next 2 or 3 days, I reckon. But look,
are you surprised Leeds have done it, bro? Because I didn't think they would.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised. Yeah, exactly.
I was surprised. It just made so much sense. There's a few though. There's a few out there. Kramer, Lopez, a few others that are still free agents. Lopez a lot younger than these guys, but hasn't played since I think the end of June. So it's how fit them players are keeping themselves, I guess. So maybe there is others as well. There could be. We don't know. If this one doesn't work out, they could be working on other targets.
Yeah,
it's a sensible thing to do.
Yeah, 100%. Siddy's his injury record's not that bad. I don't think. No, it's not.
I think he's one of them who misses, he might miss 6 or 7 or 8 games a season with a hamstring strain. But I think the reason he's not been playing recently is basically down to the competition and his age. He's not the player he used to be. Yeah.
Because when you actually,
he won't be starting. He won't be starting every day, every game. all season for us. It'd be
exactly. There's actually I'll show it on Transfermarkt, like his injury history. Yeah, he missed 6 games in 22-23. Before that, he were injured 19-20. He doesn't get injuries, bro. His injury record for a player in his position isn't bad at all. So I don't know where this has come from. Because if you have a look here, he had a hamstring injury, 22-23, which was last season, which kept him out for 43 days, and he missed 6 games, yeah? Then before that, it was 19-20. When he missed 5 days, head injury. These are not related either, you know what I mean? And then what? He gets a knock. So he's barely missed any games in recent times. It's just like you said, due to personnel and let's be honest, Forest bought every man and his dog that season, didn't he? You know what I mean? He came in when Cooper was there, I believe.
Yeah, and I've seen this, and what I will say, a lot of people, like some Forest fans, saying he's rubbish and all this, like. Just take from what you see and what you've seen of him. Don't judge it on a terrible time he had at the club. Clearly, fans are obviously going to think he's terrible. He didn't hardly play, so naturally you're going to think. But then you might speak to Palace fans and West Ham fans who will tell you completely different because he was excellent there for me, or very consistent for many years. So he had a bad time at a club. It happens, you know.
And there's, like I say, he's actually played at centre-back more than he's played at CDM, you know, according to Transfermarkt, which is wild. So that's also another string to his bow. I guess that he can play 2 positions for us as well, because we're light in both areas. Do you know what I mean? So I think that makes sense. He's actually got goal involvements as well, Locky. Like, he's 6 foot odd. I can imagine Kouyate getting on the end of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
He's very...
That's something we need.
I think, to be honest, if I'm being honest, from the most recent, I think it was January when he played a more of a full game. Last January was the last time he played CDM. I think his legs are not what they used to be, but he works very hard. He's naturally fit, so that helps him a bit. But not for me as a centre back in the Championship, as a dire option if we really need him to. Yeah. But for me, I'd honestly put Byram in front of him there right now in his career. To be honest with you, I think Championship centre backs are a bit different. You need the strikers are very quick and physical these days. But as a CDM sitting in front of the back too, fine.
Yeah, light work, easy stuff, isn't it? And I know you mentioned obviously his legs and stuff, but again we're dropping down a level, and we've seen the impact some of our players have had when dropping down. Just how the level. You know, and Kouyate has never played at a level as low as this, right? He should really take to it like a duck to water. He's won things in the Belgian Jupiler League, then come straight over to the Prem, 12 years in the Prem Championship. It's like it should be easy for him.
12 years. That's, like good level as well. West Ham, you know, not his relegating side, really, you know, decent teams. Crystal Palace, you know, when he was there, I remember their side, a good team, you know, and he's played a lot of minutes consistently. He's a top professional. Obviously not as good as he used to be, and he wouldn't be at Leeds in the Championship potentially. If that was the case, he'd be at a club, you know. But very good player. As like I said, more experienced than any of our players. Not even close. Yeah, exactly. So it's a great name to have.
And it's like you said, it's something we massively lack, mate. Having lost the likes of Ayling, the likes of Cooper, and if we look at our captain and those underneath him, you've got Ampadu, you've got Melier that doesn't fill anyone with confidence, and then obviously Strauch as well. So we do lack old elder statesmen within the squad, really.
And people talking about Charlie Crew. Imagine Kouyate putting an arm around him for a few months. Of course, you know what I mean? Yeah. Wow, stuff. Anyone in that team at Leeds United right now dreams of having the career he's had, and to have a player like that at the club, even if he's not the starter, is so vital for me. Like you said, I see you mentioned another video, Joe, about Watford. You know, the experience they brought in. Look at them; they're doing decent because those experienced players will be bringing the floor up. They'll be having that expectation at training every day. And look, if like we said, we've not signed him yet. If we do, I'd be very happy. If we don't, for me, it's a gap that still needs solving. It's a problem. I can't lie. Daniel Farke mentioned in his press conference, our midfielders are very attacking. We don't have a defensive one. That worries me a bit.
Do you know what as well? Like what'll be even more frustrating as well, which is an angle we do need to talk about. Now that we know, so say for example, look at how pissed we were that we didn't get Hamer and then didn't get another option because we knew the club had tried to get Hamer. So we're like, well, if you've tried for Hamer, there's another one out there. We heard from Angus, oh, we wanted Buendia and that. There's no, that. Come on, there was options, right? Let's slide. But if we now don't get a 6, regardless of what happens with Kouyate, we'll go, well, there was an option there. You didn't get it. So go get another. And now if we don't get it done and we don't get another, and there's another injury or something, then it all has to come back to the club because we know outside of Kouyate, there are other options there as well. There are other players that are available. I know you've spoke about Freeze, and Joe Donahue did an article and all this sort of stuff. So I think as well, like the club have showed their hand. That's probably why the club are remaining tight-lipped. I showed you, that the message that I saw that said, the club just are not giving anything away, but every man and his dog knows he has been there. It's now been reported by everyone. If it don't get done and they don't go get someone else, then we're all going to be like, well, you've dropped the ball again.
I think I will say that I think with this specific position, we're very unlucky because you look at, it's Ampadu, innit? I think now you look at it, there's probably an over-reliance on Ampadu to be fit all the time because he was last year, every game he played. But now he's gone. Suddenly, you've not got another 6, with Gruev out, obviously, but also centre-back it affects. Because Ampadu is kind of our backup centre-back, and now with Ober injured as well, you don't have a backup centre-back and you don't have a backup 6. That's one player that fills both of them gaps. You've got Ampadu there who can drop in centre-back, and then you kind of have, you could fit a Tanaka in there with a Gruev. But it's the fact that they've both been injured. Like, I'll be honest, like, for me, Heyman was more of an attacking option in this side. I think, of course, though, if you did bring in an extra player, you can reshuffle the pack a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe play midfield 3, a bit more celerity in there. But the fact is, we have been unlucky in the sense that we've lost 2 defensive midfielders in the space of a week to 5 months plus, or 4 or 5 months plus, and then your backup centre back, who Ampadu would have been. If with an injury in there, has been injured. So now you're looking at a position where you're 1 card away now. I think it's Rodon or is it Stroud? One of them's a card away from missing a game. You're a card away from now relying on a youth prospect. You're probably 1 or 2 cards away in midfield from relying on another youth prospect. They're unlucky there. But look, I said at the start, I would have liked 1 or 2 more attacking players in there. But look. Yeah, it's I'm
not blaming them, by the way, for the summer, but I mean, if they they've showed their hand on Kouyate and they don't get one, it's like, well, I get it. Like someone said to me earlier on when they first got injured that, it's poor from the club, and it's not, because like you said, no one can imagine that out of 4 midfielders, 2 of them would get injured. 100%.
We were happy with it, weren't we? Yeah,
with that position, more than happy, mate. But like now that they need to get a free and they're trying to get it, if they don't, it's like, well, come on. Show us. You've already showed us that you're going to go get someone because I didn't think you would. So the fact you're doing that, please try and get it over the line. Listen, I'll always back people up where I feel necessary. Locky will be able to tell you himself, FPL 23 is not Joe Tiff. Does get a hell of a lot right. So I will back him to the hill. He doesn't just guess. I'll tell you for a fact, he got Ramazani before anybody. Yep. We know this, Locky, right? So where I will back him up because he gets an unfair shake. So trust me.
You sent things, and then weeks later, stuff happens. The Rutter stuff I remember as well.
100%.
Picture of Rutter crying. I'm like, what's going on here? 2 weeks later,
gone.
But, it's But you're right. The problem for me is, look, again, what state are these free agents in? There's probably, I'd say there's 5 or 6 that I think we could look at. Kramer being one of them, obviously, but apparently he wants to stay in Germany, which is fair enough. Kouyate is now going through the tests. There's Leonardo Lopez, who played in Belgium last year. He's 25. He's played in the Championship before. He had a really good season last year in Belgium. Played almost every minute when he was fit. He's still a free agent. He almost went to, I believe, Valencia a few weeks ago, but that's gone really quiet, so I don't know what happened. So maybe he's a backup we could check as well. There's Michu as well. He's still a free agent. He played
the guy
season.
At Paris.
He played for Turkey. They bought him in Turkey. I can't remember which team it was. Transport or something like that. I can't remember, but he's played this year, so he did a pre-season and everything. And at the end of September, he ripped his contract up because they weren't paying him. So he's a free agent. But is he a defensive player? That's the thing with him, of course.
Do you know just on the fitness levels as well? You would imagine because Kouyate has been looking for a club, he won't be too far off it, will he? You know,
No.
Especially the fact that we've got him in at 4 parts, probably put him through stringent tests. You would imagine that any person that's still looking for a job, that he's going to want to keep himself fit, and he's earned a lot of money over 12 years in the Prem. I can guarantee that. So he'll probably have someone that's been, you know, a nutritionist, a PT, if you like, a fitness guy. We've seen already they go to Dubai and stuff in the summer, these players. You can't tell me he hasn't been doing work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure he has. It's just about the legs, though, really. Like, you know, last time he really played a full game of football was probably it was months ago, because he didn't really for Forest. So it's the intensity. For me, they might be more reliant on him than maybe we think. Maybe he does want him to play more minutes than maybe we're expecting, because he did say to Farker that he wants a defensive player.
He needs one,
So maybe that's the level they're looking at. Yeah. But for me, Joe, even if he's not at peak performance, I'd still have him as an experienced head, as someone that can come in, slot in there when we need him to and calm the game down. I think it's... But again, it might be the player's motivations, what he wants. He might not know yet. There's a lot of things, isn't there? You like you say, he's 34, 35 now. He'll want a good move where he thinks it's worth. So
I just want to say this is all right, but Kouyate has played in the Premier League for 12 years. 12 years. So you should know about
Kouyate. Know a bit about him,
yeah, 100%. I know Locky's watched some footage. I actually have mates. Dawes just been chatting. Dave, Forest fans. D, that's a Palace fan. Lawless, who's a West Ham fan. It's not hard, bro. Google is your friend as well. Google is your friend.
He's been around for a long time.
Exactly. He's been around. This isn't, you know, I don't know, Ramazani, for example. I knew nothing about, by the way. So, we're
not saying we're experts. We're just saying what we know. I know. You know, there's lots of footage of him online if you want to watch it. There's loads of
it. People thinking this player isn't good enough open rise. What centre back he is much better than midfield. Oh well. Completed it. It's so boring, bro. Please come back to it. Just because someone is free doesn't mean they're poor. Do you know what? And I'll always use this example. Everyone battered me that season that I was desperate for us to get Conor Gallagher. And everyone battered for and said he got relegated with West Brom is rubbish. Just because a player, for example, gets relegated or whatever, doesn't necessarily mean they're poor. Just because he's free doesn't mean he's poor. Maybe Kouyate believed he could get another Premier League club or a top-level club, and he waited and he's had offers. Yeah. So you've got to take this all into consideration. He's just finished playing 12 years in the Premier League and plays for Senegal. So let's not act like he's a scrub, because he's not, mate, by any stretch of the imagination.
This is it, man. Like this free agent thing. Some are there because they're bad footballers, but some are there because he's 34, 35. Why he's a free agent? Why would he need to rush his next move? His next move could be his last move in his career. Why would he want to rush that? He doesn't need to rush that. You know, he's a free agent. He's got all the time in the world. You know, he doesn't have to improve to anyone. He doesn't have to, you know, rush to get back into it. He can take as long as he wants. If he wants the right option, he'll wait 3 or 4 months. He'll keep himself fit and ready for it. So I think there is players, you know, other free agents are free agents because, you know, they took a time out of football because of the mental health and stuff like that. There's reasons to be a free agent. You know, that's rubbish for me. Look at his CV, man. He's not just turned into a woeful footballer.
Exactly. It's so poor as well to say that. I'm saying that now, like I can see it in the chat. And to be honest, it doesn't surprise me, the people that are saying it, to be honest. So there you go. I'd take the experience, but he needs to get up to speed, but his experience could be vital. We don't know how far he is off it anyway, though. This is the thing, isn't it, Paul? He could have been playing, you know, like I'd imagine the fact he's been looking for a club, he'll be at a sufficient level. Please, if you haven't already, smash a like and subscribe. Make sure you go check out Locky's channel as well. Also, he's coming in to back up what we have and give competition. How good does he really need to be for that? Yeah, that's fair.
That's it. And realistically, if when Ampadu's back, you know, he'll take a seat back on the bench. So, who's annoying you, Joe?
Who do you think, man? This
All right.
guy, fucking hell, man. It's so poor. I need to
Sean,
find
mate.
some examples. I need
Why
to
would he
find
rush?
some examples. Yeah.
He could have had. I tell you right now, right? Every club in the Championship, every single one of them would take Kouyate right now. They would. Every single one of them. But maybe Kouyate.
They just can't afford him, bro. They just can't afford him. Let's be honest. He's going to be.
Finances.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to play. He wants to figure out the best options he's got. That could be in 2 months when teams have injuries, like we have. You know, he doesn't want to. He might want to play. He might want to play more. He might not want to go to a club where he can sit on a bench and be an option. He might want to say, "I want to start at this level." There's reasons, honestly.
Yeah. It's really poor, isn't it? To think.
Put it this way: if he doesn't go to Leeds,
and he hasn't been relegated, by the way. Who did he get relegated with?
Well, not Palace, not
not
West Ham
Forest.
Get relegated when he was there.
No. He's chatting shit.
And why does that matter? Abdou's had 3 relegations.
I don't know. It's mad. Like Sean, you said you think we've got enough and assess it in January. We don't have enough. We don't have enough. We don't have a 6.
I don't get it. I don't get that thinking. Sorry, Sean. I don't get that thinking. What's enough? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. I know. I get the Crew stuff, but Crew isn't ready, or he'd be playing, or he wouldn't be having
exactly.
Farke would have come out and said, "We have Crew. He's ready." Farke said he don't want to put pressure on the young man.
Yeah.
Crew is a great option, but my problem is I don't want him to be the only option. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's not good. That won't get you promoted.
Yeah,
you know, he's an option. Let's leave him as an option. He's doing his thing. He's developing. He's learning. He doesn't need to be the only backup defensive midfielder. And is he even that? I don't even think he is. Is he really good defensively? I'm not even sure he is. He's better on the ball, like our current options.
Yeah.
No.
It's man. Big up to Christopher Spofford Chapel, who's just gifted 50 Just Joe football show memberships. We will have the members show next week as well. So make sure you join us for that. He's earning nothing at the moment. So yeah, 35. I think the most he'd ever earned was 65. And then it was 45, I think, more recently. So 30, 35 probably gets it. You know it was, Sean. You know it was. Honestly, and still, this is the point. And still, people are annoyed that we're picking up someone on a free. It seems to be that way.
I genuinely don't understand one negative to bringing him in.
No, there isn't.
Look, we all know he's not a long-term option. He's a fix for a problem we have right now, which came in a week when we lost both our centre defensive midfielders. That's the problem we need to fix. He's a perfect fix. You know, in terms of professionalism as well, there's never anything bad about him. He's a professional athlete. He plays well. He's got great temperament. You know, there's never any bad things said about him. He does his job really well. He's a great person to have around. There's nothing I can think of that makes me go, no.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, there isn't. There isn't, mate. That's what I mean. We got Kerms, mate. No worries, brother. I did a little shout out at the front. Make sure you check out Anya Garms, folks. As I say, sorted me out with this sick t-shirt link. I put the link in the chat earlier on and stuff, so make sure you check them out, Anya Garms. Do you know, 2 wives when one's never enough? Good lad. Yeah, he's got 2 wives. Yeah, he does have 2 wives. Like, listen, if you can get away with it, get away with it, bro, man.
What a guy.
What a guy, exactly. That's what I was saying. He's got 2 wives, so he's a player in many ways. Listen, man, if you can convince another woman to let you have another woman, then you are a goat in my eyes. Yeah, let's be honest. We need a big guy who can header the ball from corners because Pascal's 50p and he's shocking. Do you know what as well, though, right? He even got a goal in his time at Forest when he barely played. I mean, when he was at West Ham, I think he got like 5 goals one season and a couple of assists. We have a lot of corners, bro. We never do anything with it. Like, he will be someone you would hope that would get on the end of them, right?
He's he's 6'4", I think.
6 foot odd, yeah.
So yeah, and from set pieces you'd expect it. What I will say about him though, he's 6'4", but he's more long than kind of muscly, if that makes sense. He is more of a longer player, more fitness as opposed to strength. But in terms of obviously aerial duels and height, yeah, it's perfect. You know what I mean? We need someone, don't we? Because like you said, 100%. We ain't got the options in corners at all.
I'm just laughing at the potential for this channel. He's got 2 eyes. He don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean?
There will be
He's
a chance. There will
6'4". Yeah, man. Exactly.
There's another positive. We get a really good chance.
Exactly, man. So good, man. So good.
Gonna be sad
but
when
I
it doesn't
think
happen now.
exactly. I think it's a no-brainer. Obviously, I assume the deal was really close with everyone reporting, but as is on the on Wacko, apparently it hasn't happened. But we'll have to wait and see. What's this saying? Dressing room impact is one of the key concerns Farkas to take into account with any free agent. I don't think there shouldn't be any problems there.
What can you say? No concern there in the changing room.
What's this? Let's have a look at this.
This is something I don't know about.
Sent strong warning over Czech Kouyate transfer as Leeds learn worrying. What's this? Leeds have been warned off a move for Kouyate following claims the former Nottingham has undergone a medical with the Whites. The Whites, who's warned us off him? Hang on.
Is it?
See what I mean? It's just fucking
press conference.
No, do you know what it is? However, speaking to Football League World, former Whites midfielder Carlton Palmer has advised against a move and should wait till January. Like, do you know how these stories work, people, right? What happens is they pay you, say, £50 for an hour of your time, half an hour of your time. They ask you questions, they type them up. So Carlton Palmer, right, Leeds are going to sign Czech Kouyate. What do you reckon? I don't think they should. And then it's like, warned off. Oh, no, what's happened? And it's just a player who had a link to Leeds United. It's absolute cod's wallop.
Do you know what it is as well? Like,
it's got the same logic as Sean Healy. That's how much credence you need to take.
that conversation, though, wait till January. We're in the middle of October. You know how far that is in terms of games? And that's 2 players who are relying on staying fit in what you've got October, November, December, and then you'll be in January where it takes weeks to find a player. That's, what, 3.5 months without any problems in midfield to wait? That's a long time.
And another international break to get through as well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Right, we've had a super chat coming from Scott who says some people will disagree with everything that the club do just to fit the Farkout agenda. We could sign Lewandowski and Rafinha and they'd say they weren't good enough to win La Liga. That's a good point. That's a good point, mate.
Too old, Lewandowski. Too old.
What is? Can you tell someone's conversion rate from a corner? I don't know if the data would.
There will be somewhere, mate. I have no idea though. Philip, no clue. I have no idea about that stuff. He's big. He's a big lad. So get him in there. That's all I think.
Exactly.
I mean, 6'4". He should be able to ball 6'4".
Yeah. You would imagine. Sounds like he's got an entourage. Says, oh yeah, with the 2 wives. Yeah, definitely. Did FPL mention Ramazani before? Joseph, if only you knew, my guy. If only you knew. Anyways, quickly moving on. Yeah, I think he'd be a great signing. In all honesty, and if we don't, if we don't get him, then I'd like us to go and get an alternative. Someone else out there, whoever that may be. We shall have to wait and see.
Well, I remember actually, Joe. I just thought of it. Was it early on in the window we were after Milner?
Yeah, that was mentioned. So, yeah.
You know, that experienced player who still playing at a decent level. You know, lots of Premier League experience. This kind of matches that, doesn't it? A little bit. Can play midfield as well. So, definitely need that type of player.
Yeah. With a view to Friday, mate, it'll be soon around. I know it's Saturday, so it's less than a week now, 6 days. How are you feeling ahead of that? Because it's the first game this season, mate. I had it a little bit for Sunderland as well, because I knew how difficult a place that was to go.
Not confident.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, it wasn't that... I did, to be honest, I predicted 2-2. I said 2-2. And then as the game got closer, I remember Gilly, you're part of the league, aren't you? You know, the prediction league. Gilly asked me and I went, fuck it, 3-0. But I'd said 2-2. So I was annoyed at myself that I didn't go with that. But this is another game where I'm going, could go either way. It could be 1-0 either way, this, you know. Like an error could, you know. I'd love us to smash them, but I just can't see it. Do you know what worries me as well? And I know it's terrible circumstances, but the Baldock thing.
Motivation, yeah.
They're going to be
look at Greece, the way they played, unbelievable.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
They were always winning that game, Greece, I think.
Yeah.
When you
they
think
really
about
wanted
it, they were always winning that game. And Sheffield United have something of the same, I believe it, man.
Yeah, I remember the 21s, they won 2-1. McAtee obviously played with balled up, scored 2 goals. You know, he wanted to win that game. It was, and he showed the shirt up and he had the message on it. It was beautiful, really nice. But yeah, the game will be really hard anyway. You know, of
course,
Chris Wilder for a start.
100%.
You know, been talking about us all summer. This is a huge game for him.
100%.
Those players are going to be extremely motivated.
I mean, he rested Hamer, didn't he? He's like,
exactly. They could rest a player for us. We're not in that position at the moment, you know.
No.
Like at the end of this is going to be
all right till January though.
Yeah, no, so that's a long time. If we're in end of November, you know what I mean, and start December, like, you can probably hold on a few weeks, but it isn't. It's going to be tough, mate. This is controversial, I know, but I take a point. I've said that for the last 3 games, by the way.
Would you?
And I don't usually do that.
No,
I never usually do that. But
I think we need 3 at home. You know, after 2 draws away, I think we need a win.
In my brain, I'm thinking.
But if we got a point, depending on how the game went, I'd be like, okay, we move on now. You know.
So my thinking on that is, I'll take a point here because I truly believe there's a good winning run coming for us.
Yeah.
If we can just get through these games, you know, this. I say Sunderland was probably the hardest game of the season. This might be. Yeah, I think it could be, mate. Look, at least can always win. Of course we can. We're a brilliant team. But I genuinely, we might change it on Thursday night. But right now, I know it's controversial, but I'll take a point. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely think there's a big run coming after this.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what Vic's saying. Because after that, we got Watford, we got Bristol City, we got Swansea,
which I expect all to be wins. By the way,
yes, 100%.
That's where
I'm not getting into any of them games. Going, I'm not sure. We've actually, when you look at it, had a really tough start, mate. We've had a really tough start. Hull City, Norwich away. We've had Coventry, West Brom, Sunderland. These are all teams we don't have to play. We've now got to look at your Plymouths, your Swanseas, your Bristol Cities, these sort of teams, derbies where you're going, right, this is where we put 3 points on the board. And Burnley, Carlos says we'll play Burnley as well. So after Friday, we'll have played the majority of the teams that you feel that will be in with the top 6. One that worries me is Middlesbrough. Not just because of the cup game. They're also playing quite well and creating chances. But outside of that, I think we've played the majority of them. I think Hull will end up being up there. Coventry will end up being up there. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree. This is it. Like, you know, if you'd have played Norwich, you know, and Sunderland and Sheffield United, maybe apart from each other, you know, not after each other, and you'd have got a point from all 3 in the season, you'd have probably said, that's not where we lost the league, you know, it's the other games. So if you even them out, you played Sunderland at the start of the season, you played Norwich 3 months later, and then, you know, 5-6 games later, you play Sheffield United, and they were all a point, you'd be all right with that. You know, through the season, you'd be going, yeah, they were good points. The fact that the back-to-back makes it feel like, you know, 3 draws, all this stuff, but I'd be happy with a point, because after this game, you know, this is where the wins will, for me, I believe, truly start coming thick and fast. And Sheffield United are up there. They've not lost this season.
No, they haven't. It'd be nice to give them that first loss, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we are capable of it. I'm not saying we're not. I think we are. It's just, this will be a very hard game. They will be really, really up for it, probably more than any game this season. You know, we've been a derby and everything. So, yeah.
There was this that's been done by Opta, the Opta probability, just based on you know, how the table will finish. They've got Leeds United obviously finishing third. So that's obviously based on a number of metrics. But even if we have a look at the metrics, the underlying numbers, right, the reasons as to why these teams are up there. On Friday, we'll have played Sheffield United, we've played Burnley, we've played West Brom, we've played Norwich, we've played Sunderland, we've played Hull City. So this is the point I'm making of, like, those that say we haven't played anyone decent yet, or we haven't beaten anyone decent. Okay, fair enough. But we've played a lot of them. So the other half of that league, we've not played yet. They've not come to Ellen Road. You know, they've not faced Leeds United. So I would imagine us to start going on a run. You know, and I agree with what Michael said here. Burnley beat us by a mistake. Sunderland drew because of a mistake. Norwich scored from a penalty. You know, you take all these little things into consideration, and we're cooking, really. And we got James and Solomon to come back. Hopefully on Wednesday, when we get the presser, we hear some good news on them, because they've both been at Thorpe Arch, haven't they? They haven't gone in on international duty.
Hopefully. I mean, I've just got a vision of Farker going, unfortunately, no. Man. Do you know what I mean? Like he does at the start of every press conference.
I need Solomon back, man, because I really went all out, man. I need him back. Yeah. And we miss James massively. And I'm not his biggest fan. And I realise now, Locky, I'm a bit like,
Every time he's not there, we miss him.
Yeah, massively.
Time, He's a great player to have at the team, whether he's starting every game or coming off the bench. You know what you get from him, and he's doing it consistently in the Championship, and he always has, really. James is brilliant. We need him back ASAP for me. Even the last game against Sunderland, I think James comes on, and I think we see that out a bit more comfortably. Muted, Joe.
It's just when I'm vaping, I'm mute, so I don't go in the thing. When I don't, you'll have listened to it as well, I think. But George Ellick from Not the Top 20 was on Square Ball, and he's talking about Leeds. You listen to Sunderland fans on Propaganda, and if you go listen to, they're all saying Leeds are a fantastic. Everyone outside of Leeds United, genuinely, when I listen to, apart from second, listen. What was he talking about? Saying Sunderland deserved to win that game?
Don't know, mate. Trying to be.
What was he watching?
Don't know.
It genuinely blew my mind. I was like, "Are you feeling all right?" But I'm sure it's for clicks or interactions. But yeah, to say that Sunderland deserved to win that game was insane. But anyway, everyone outside of second tier is saying Leeds United are there. So yeah, it will be.
They have. I told you I was listening to a Cov podcast after their game, and they were saying like best teams have played and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched the Norwich one yet, but they're winning the league, so they
think they're up there, right?
I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong. The manager's great. I really like the manager. They've got a good team. They'll be up there.
Yeah,
they'll definitely be up there for sure. But I don't think they'll win the league. But yeah, you never know. You never know. A gritty win, a gritty draw against us is enough to say you're going to win the league. So
yeah, exactly.
So good we are.
100% we are, mate. We are the top Donnies. Listen, it's been a great show, mate. It's been great to chat to you again. It seems like it's been an absolute age. It's great to see everyone in the comments as well. 400 people for an international break on a Saturday at like afternoon is great as well. So thank you for everyone supporting the channel. Check Kouyate close. Listen, if we'll probably hear maybe Monday, but maybe we'll do something tomorrow. I'm not too sure. I've been a little bit more kind to myself when the international break's on, and actually going, do you know what? I don't need to put a video out. If there's nothing to talk about, let's not force it. Yeah. Enjoy the rest, as it were. So yeah. Have you got anything planned? I know you've got some tactical stuff waiting to go, haven't you?
Yeah, that'll be after the international break though, when people are interested, because that stuff takes a long time to make. I did do a video yesterday on the youth team, the under 21s, Leeds United 21s, just on the next generation players to watch in there potentially, stuff like that. Luca Thomas, for example, is one. A few others as well. So that came out yesterday. So if people want to give that a watch, it's 15 minutes, not too long. Won't mind. There will be a Kouyate video coming out if we sign him. I usually just release it as we sign him, you know. Short little scout report there. And look, and then building up to the game, I'll do the usual stuff.
Definitely. That's what I mean. I can't wait, mate. Monday can't come quick enough because I'm going to speak to Hal. We're going to speak to you folks. You know, it's going to be a lit week because obviously we play Friday and it's just like, let's go, we're back. And then we got a game Tuesday and bam, 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 bam. Presser on Wednesday, I can't wait for because I want to see who's back. We need some players back. Solomon and James back would be amazing. Signing Kouyate, amazing. And yeah, it'd be a great start to the week. So we'll leave it there. Listen, go check out Locky's channel. Subscribe to this because I'm getting so close to 32k. Organically grown. All right. Organically grown. Smash me a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Love for the love.
Bye, everyone.